viewers, it's JT coming to you from the great frozen tundra of America. How are you? Hey, it's been a long time since I posted a video and I apologize. I had lots going on. So, first of all, I had to get a different car because my going to work car died on me, so I got that baby. Yeah, that's a Cadillac CTS Beauty. So, second thing is, I got a new job, did that, and if he's around here, I can show you what else I got. Yep, there's a little monkey. He's trying to break out of his leash, and he's not even tied up to it. Yeah, that's Duke. Say hi, Duke. Yeah, he's busy. So anyway, so I had all that going on, but guess what? This is the frozen tundra, like I said, but it's not cold out. Look! There's no snow on the ground. So you know what that means? There's no snow. It's sunny outside. It's nice weather. It's time to drive. Let's get that car out. Today's video number 5 will focus on how I got the body off of the frame without any help. I thought it was a pretty good idea, and if any of you are planning to restore your car by yourself, you can lift the body off of the frame like I did and have no help. Then I'll show you how the frame looked before and after I blasted it. I'll show you how to blast it, give you some tips on how to do it. It'll work out great. I'll then talk about the disc brake conversion I did on this car that I suggest that you do to your restoration. So first, let's start on taking the body off of the frame. The items you'll need are long pieces of wood that are long enough for the width of the car. If you have 2x4s laying around, make sure you stack them and screw them together so that they're strong enough to hold the body up without breaking. I also used a huge 8x8 wood block, and I used it as the extension of the jack to get the body higher before I put the 2x4s underneath. You'll also need some cement blocks, 4 jack stands, and a good strong jack to lift that body off the frame. Now obviously before you get ready to lift the body off, you need to take the body bolts off of the frame. There should be about 16 of them if you're working on a body, say even a G.T.o like mine, but don't quote me. Should be about 16. Everything else should be off of the body and frame, like the exhaust, the fuel tank, emergency brake lines, all that stuff, so that it's free and clear when you're lifting the body up. Now that everything is clear between the frame and the body, you need to take your large wood block, Place it on the jack in front of the body where the transmission sits and lift it up. Place the boards underneath the front and lower the jack and go to the back. Now go to the back and do the same thing. The process for lifting the body is to go from the front to the back, lifting the body off of the frame, and then vice versa. You want to get the body, with the help of your blocks and jack stands, to be higher than the wheels. Now that the body is high enough over the wheels, just grab the frame with the wheels on it and pull the frame out from under the body. There you have it. Separation. Now you have your frame off and you can start blasting the frame. The frame, you're going to look at it and it's all rusty and nasty looking and you're thinking, man, this will never come out. And it actually does. You're going to blast it. I mean, I bought something like $80 a blaster from Harbor Freight. Worked just fine. Clogged up a little bit. I'm probably not going to use it again, but it did the job for this, and it only cost me $80. You could also rent one from a rental place and get some nice, good sand, blasting sand, and just blast the hell out of your frame. It'll be nice, clean, bare, as you see from the pictures, and then you have a choice to make as far as how you want to take care of that frame. There's two ways of doing it, at least in my book there is. Number one is take it out professionally and have it dipped. Dipping, which I call dipping, it's a coating. It's a nice firm coating on your frame that makes it look really good. The second way is what I did, and that's for you guys that don't have a huge budget, and that is I primed it with prime cans and I painted it myself. It's going to last, but not as long as if you had it taken out professionally and dipped. It's up to you. Again, either way works, but my way is probably going to be a heck of a lot cheaper, but probably a lot short term as far as lasting. Remember that you need it out in a very remote area where you can mess up totally, or do it outside. I did it both outside of the barn and in the barn that we have. Now I can mess up that bottom part of the barn, and I was very fortunate to have a barn to do that. But for you guys that don't, take it outside, do it there, because it's a huge mess. As far as protective gear, don't chintz on that. Full one piece, headgear, goggles, the mask, the whole shebang, because I'm telling you, it gets messy when you're blasting. All right, so your frame is all done, looks great. Look at everything else on that frame though, and repair that now instead of later. What I'm talking about are all the bushings between the front and the back. Look at the shocks, replace those. You might as well. It's down to the frame, so you should do that. And then once that's done, you're going to start putting things slowly together again, and that means either you're going to resurrect your drum brakes or you're going to take them off and put disc brakes on. I took the drums off and I put disc brakes on, and I'm glad I did. Now again, you're going to have choices between Wildwood or just regular disc brake kits. I got mine from Jegs. Great deal on their disc brake kits. One more thing about the disc brakes on this car, I like the way it looks. I like the overall look of this. I went up to 15-inch disc brake kits, so 15-inch rims. On G.T.os, they're 14-inch, I believe. I went up an inch, and I would maybe even go up another inch. Even though the wheels are getting pretty close to the wheel wells, it's tight. So I'm just saying, try to go up to 15 to have a better looking profile on your car. I liked it on mine. So another suggestion for you. Look at disc brakes, go to 15-inch. Before you start working on the kit, the disc brake kit, consider taking your rear end off and getting a nice Ford 9-inch or 12-bolt rear end. Do it now while everything is off, because if you wait until me doing it now, which I will be doing hopefully this year, you got to be working through that body and everything. I mean, everything's off when your frame is off, or your body is off, your frame is there, you're looking at your rear end. If you're gonna stay with the stock rear end, you're not gonna be able to really give her, because that's not what those rear ends are made for. And if you have a really nice engine inside, consider moving up to a Ford 9-inch with a higher gear ratio. And in my case, I'm also going to change out the transmission, something I would have rather done when the frame was off or the body was off, because I'm going to go to an overdrive transmission, and I'm going to take my gear ratio, which is right now at 3.23 stock, and go up to 3.96. That's just going to bite and grab and take off. What I'm saying to you is, when everything's off, consider these things before you start putting everything back together again. Do you really want that stock transmission in there? Do you really want that rear end in there? And don't think, well, it's all I can afford right now, so I'm just going to leave it the way it is. You need to think long term down the road. It's off right now, so maybe just change it now. Hey, Duke and JT here for you. Forgot to tell you, if you like these videos, and I'm going to give you more down the road that are more exciting because, car show season's coming up, even though we have this virus thing going on. There should be some car shows going on. Duke and I are going to go to some, and I hope you join us. So hit the subscribe button, hit the alert button, hit the thumbs up thingy. Hit them all. And that way I continue bringing more videos. So talk to you then. Take care.